did you guys do today? And mostly just looks like shells. Would you guys extend today's workout?
Yeah, we've had a little extra time since we broke camp before last weekend. We've had a couple extra days, so we're kind of in recovery mode, making sure everybody's going to be healthy and fresh, and it's more of a mental thing for guys today. They did a good job with it.
What do you want to show in this first game when it's FCS opponent? You have a big game following week, obviously. What's the extent of what you'd like to show an opponent or not show?
Well, we always have just one goal. That's playing the best that we can play and setting a stand for ourselves and meeting it and winning the game. So whatever we need and whatever it takes to win this game, we're going to try to do it.
If all went to plan and you guys won fairly easily, we're up early, is there a cap you guys have discussed at all for your starters, when you'd like to get them out, best case scenario?
No, those decisions, when they do come up, are always made during the game. Obviously, we hope that we have success on Saturday. If we do, then we'll make that judgment then.
When it comes to some of the tighter races, tight end, running back, do you leave that more to the position coaches to decide, or how much input do you have as well on that?
Well, we don't see them as races. We see them as opportunities for more than one guy to play and opportunities for us to get more than one guy on the field. So those guys are all going to get to play at several positions, and they're all going to, hopefully do their best to take advantage of those opportunities.
Scott, with you guys, obviously right now you're completely focused on this coming up game, but during the entire course of the off season, I mean, how much time do you spend watching film on all of the teams rather than just the first week opponent?
In the summer before the season starts, we go through and kind of make a preliminary game plan for every team that has the same coaching staff returning. So we've gone back and watched tape of everybody we played last year, both of our preseason opponents, and then come game week we'll go back through and do a regular game plan, and then compare the two and take what we think's best out of all the ideas.
And that goes from this week all the way until like the Civil War in terms of just everything you do.
Absolutely. Again, in the off season we're going to self-scout and go back through everything and look at what we like, what we didn't, what we can do better, and then over the course of the summer when we have some time, we're looking at every opponent for the next game plan.
Can you talk a little bit about what you've seen of Braylon Addison the last couple of weeks?
Braylon's working his tail off. He's been real positive. He's been a great leader for us, even though he's not out there. So we're rooting for him and pulling for him to get as healthy as he can, as fast as he can.
What would you consider a successful season for him this year?
Well, we'll see. We won't make a judgment on him until down the road. I think that'll be a decision he'll have to make. We just want him doing everything he can to make himself the best he can be, and we'll see how fast he heals and when he gets back.
Coach, how much has the offense changed, would you say, for this season?
I say it all the time. We have to evolve every year. If there's no evolution that takes place, then teams are going to be able to figure out what we do a lot easier. So there's never going to be full-scale changes, but no matter what offense you're in, it always has to evolve over time. So there's new wrinkles and new pieces, and hopefully that'll give us a chance to exploit some things.
How much of those changes are personnel-driven, and how much are schematic that you would have done regardless?
Most of them are schematic. We like to think our players can line up in several spots and run anything that we have in the game plan. So, and there's several guys that can play more than one spot in some of those things. So most of the new things would be schematic.
How's the run game going, Scott? Clearly you got some talent in the backfield and experienced line other than Tyler out, but has that been an emphasis to really get that consistent?
Yeah, that's an emphasis in a lot of ways. I think a lot of our guys did a great job in the offseason getting bigger and stronger. I think we've been playing a little more physical, and we've had a good run game around here for a long time, and I don't see any reason that can change.
Scott, does Devin Allen's skill set remind you of anyone you've coached or played with?
Yeah, I never really thought about Devin with comparisons. I'm not crazy about comparisons. I just know, on top of being a smart kid and being really, really talented, he's got an unbelievable work ethic too. And you put all those things together, and a guy's going to have a chance.
Based on the spring game and his track finals, it seems like he's a guy that kind of rises to the occasion. Have you seen that in practice?
Well, so far in his life, I'd say he's at his best when the stakes are the highest. So hopefully that carries over onto the football field.
Scott, what do you know about the South Dakota coach?
He's a Nebraska guy from a long time ago. I know a lot of people that know him well. We met him a couple times, but everybody that I know speaks really highly of him. I think he's done a really good job there.
So you've never met him?
Yeah, I've met him a couple times. some of those Nebraska circles are pretty tight, so I've been around him a little bit. I think he's done a really good job with that program.
Scott, as you get through fall camp and now game week prep, you look at your offense, they're not wow moments, but just in general, your offense, anything that surprised you about them this fall?
I think we, because of our experience last year, particularly up front, we did a good job of cutting down our mental errors last year. There's obviously some other things that we wanted to work on. I think that's carried over into this year. Most of the guys are going to be playing up front have quite a bit of experience, and there haven't been a lot of miscommunications or errors. We got to make sure the receivers are caught up in that way too. We had an experienced receiver group last year and could call about anything with them on the field and they could execute. So, but I've been impressed with the ability of these guys to pick up all the concepts that we're asking them to pick up and execute them properly.
You guys working against the defense. Anything really drastically different about them? Bigger, stronger, faster, or anything that catches your eye?
No, I think the defense will pick up right where it left off. I think Don Pelham's done an unbelievable job making them organized, making them play hard. I think he's given them a toughness. So I'm excited to see what those guys can do on the other side.
Do you have any dry run through for yourself where you go up in the box and watch the practices or call some plays from up there just to get that sight line back?
Yeah, the scrimmages, we were upstairs, which kind of just shakes the rust off. But we call plays from the sideline in a lot of situations in practice, so it gives you a chance as a play caller to get in a rhythm.
Don was obviously saying yesterday he's going to go down on the sideline and do his coordinating from there down there. You still going to do it up top?
I'm going to be up top. Yeah, I think Don's energy is vital for us on the sideline. He's a motivator, and those guys want to play hard for him, which is awesome. Eric Shenander does a great job seeing the defense, and I think, I'm not sure, but I think that's what they're talking about, him going up.
Sure.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I can see you.